Lesotho has a new political party. Businessman Sam Matekane says if elected into power, his party, Revolution for Prosperity, will focus on building the economy of the Mountain Kingdom. The country has experienced instability due to coalition governments since 2012. Our international editor, Sophie Mokoena, spoke to Matekane on a range of issues, including the vision of his party, political and economic challenges, and Lesotho's relations with the continent.
Who is Sam Matekane?
Sam Matekane is a Lesotho citizen who was born in Tabatseka district in a village called Mansunyane. And I moved into Maseru a long time ago. Then I stayed in Maseru. I lived in Maseru up until today. And I started my businesses in Maseru, Lesotho.
Can you tell us, how did you manage to build this empire?
I started actually in 1986 to get into business by starting with a small brick making business, concrete bricks. And then from there, from 1986, then I started venturing into other businesses like roads construction and many others that I've tried. Some went well, some failed. That is the journey that I went through up until in 2009 when we started aviation, when we started getting into aviation.
How is your aviation business doing?
Like any other business that were affected during COVID-19 in, I think that was 2020 March, everything went down. As you know that the whole world was closed. There was no movement. There was nothing anywhere. We got really affected. We really got affected like any other business that got affected. Some of our business even got closed permanently. But our aviation, luckily we are now starting again to fly.
You are now also involved in the health sector industry. What led to this?
What happened is that our Prime Minister then and our King appealed to the nation as well as business to try and help wherever possible by assisting with whatever was possible to try and fight the COVID-19. Then we went out as a company, especially myself representing MGC, the company that I am heading. I went out to companies that could be able to help in maybe trying to solve our problem. Then we assisted our government with putting up a lab in Maseru, where they were doing the COVID testing. It is still up as we speak today. That is what the government is using as we speak today.
What led to this decision where you said, okay, let me be a politician now?
What happened is, can I start a little bit back as far as 2012? Lesotho didn't have much problem before 2012. But most of the problems that we had was when we started having a coalition government in 2012, where we were seeing that our government never lasted 5 years. From 2012, we had some few governments in between 2012 and today, which never lasted their 5 years. So that brought a lot of challenges into business as well, because we couldn't, because the politicians, they were concentrating on more fightings than looking at the nation. So that really affected us in business. Basically, that's exactly what happened. So we thought we were going to turn around that. But we are now into 10 years with no change, and we are getting worse and worse. And then I decided, together with other business people, to say, okay, because we were hoping things were going to change, but it didn't. And the nation as well started to say, okay, we could see that our country very soon, it will be a failed state. So we decided to get into politics and see how we can change the things around, or how we can turn this vehicle around.
What is the name of your party, and what is the motive behind that name, and also in terms of the vision of the party?
The name of the party that I'm leading is called Revolution for Prosperity. Basically, the vision of our party is to try and unite the people of Lesotho. And through that unity, we're hoping to achieve one goal. That is people being together, people understanding each other, people forgetting their past, and people trying to work on a future together.
Do you have what it takes to be a shrewd politician? Because you will have to engage in very robust discussions, but also deal with characters who are shrewd.
I'm ready for that, as long as we can see a different Lesotho. I'm ready for that. I knew exactly what I was doing when I got into politics. I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. But the goal is one, to try and save our country.
You have been involved, as I pointed out, in doing good for Basotho. Are you not going to find yourself having to deal with questions around conflict of interest as a business person, but now as a politician? How are you going to manage that challenge of conflict of interest, being a businessman, but also a leader of a political party?
As we speak now, we're working on a succession plan with the people that have been identified long time ago to take over from me, so that I can be able to concentrate on politics.
Are you not worried that this will be a short stint as a politician because of the challenges people face, or as a politician because you want to do things in a business way?
I take a government, running a government, same as running the business. We have had a lot of challenges in business. We're expecting to have a lot, even maybe more, in politics. But we are prepared to solve everything that will come on our way.
How are you going to strengthen the relationship between South Africa and Lesotho?
That will be our first move when we got into government in October, to try and visit our immediate neighbor, which is South Africa, to introduce us to them and tell them that we are on board now. And then we will start going into Africa as well, just for them to know our presence, so that we can be able to work together to try and turn around Africa as well. Because Africa as well, you can see that we mostly depend on the outside forces. We need to try and come together, form a unity, and then we can be able to, I understand, we can be able to overcome whatever problems Africa has together.
How can Africans deal with the problem of poverty?
I believe Africa has got everything. It just have to be utilized the right way. for the benefit of the Africans.
Your message to Basotho?
I would appeal to our people in Lesotho, the entire country, to give us a chance as a new incoming movement, to make sure that they give us a chance by voting for us come October